Hi everyone, it's Vicki. Welcome to my channel, and this is my first video with my new glasses. This is also a first video in that this is content that you're not used to seeing on my channel. What you may not know about me, I don't know if I've ever shared, is that I play Pokemon Go every single day. Pretty much. Maybe if I'm on a cruise or traveling and I don't have an opportunity, like I don't have internet on a cruise sometimes, or if I'm traveling with family or friends and we're in the moment, but for the most part I play Pokemon every day. And I bought the new version of Pokemon Go Plus Plus. In the past I had the Pokemon Go Plus, didn't really like it, but this one sounded like it had a lot of improvements, so I gave it a try. I've actually already unboxed it, but I just put it back in the box. It's running right now, actually. I put it back in the box so I can just kind of show you what it looks like when you get it. I know that this is not content for everyone who follows my channels, but I found myself needing other people's input when I got this on how to use it and get it together, because if the instructions are on here, they're in writing that is so little I can't read it. Plus, you never know. You might be interested in it for yourself, your kids, your grandkids. So anyway, let me see if I can get the game back up. Okay, it's up. All right, so when you get it, it comes in a box like this. And then inside that box, if I can get it out, I squished it in, is another box. It has this in here. Now it would be wrapped up and stuff a little better than this. Obviously it's kind of loose. And you just pull this one down and pull this centerpiece out, and you get this piece, which is the Pokemon Go Plus. There's also a strap on here, a wrist strap, that you will need to put through the little things back there. Those kind of things are not that easy, but this one actually did pretty good. Then there's also a clip, and the clip has a magnet that sticks onto this one side of it. See how one side kind of pops out and this magnet sticks on there? Okay, maybe it's the other side. Yeah, it's the other side, sorry. And so you can clip this, but it doesn't hold. So I think the clip is kind of useless, honestly, but I did find a use for it, but it's useless in terms of what it's intended for, because this piece is just too heavy, I think. Maybe if you take this off and you want to just hang this up for some reason, but I don't know why you would do that. Don't break your new toy, Vicki. It also comes with a USB charger, which is a vast improvement over the Pokemon Go Plus, because it had batteries, and I was always having to change batteries, and it didn't always work right, and yada yada. But anyway, my use for the clip is to fold this on itself and just clip it like that, so I know what this one's for, because we have actually I was doing it inside, so it was a little easier. We have quite a few of these little cords that look alike, but there's a little difference in them. So so this will always tell me that this particular one is for the Pokemon Go Plus Plus. So how does this thing work? What this thing does, it is an auto catcher for Pokemon. So just sitting here right now, if a Pokemon came up, which it's not, this is the time of excuse me, this is the time of day when it's kind of dead and I'm at home, which in my neighborhood you don't have a ton of Pokemon anyway. But if I put, dropped a lure, incense, I'm sorry, there would be some show up. Well, not that many, some at night sometimes. It's about almost 7 o'clock, and it really slows down in my neighborhood this time of night. But anyway, if I was in another area where there were more or something and I dropped a lure, or I was just in an area where they're prevalent, like we were at Starbucks earlier, and I had it going, then what it will do is it will catch Pokemon, and if you pick the setting, it will also spin Pokestops without you doing anything. It just does it for you. And you can tell it what kind of ball you want to use to catch it, because if you're not familiar, Pokemon has Pokeballs, Great Balls, and what is the other one called? Pokeball, Great Ball, and Ultra Ball. Now I mostly use Ultra Balls because I play a lot, so I have a lot of balls. So just to make space, storage space in my items, for my items, I a lot of times just get rid of Pokeballs and Great Balls and just use Ultra Balls. But that depends on how much Pokemon you play. But if you're using this and it's spinning stuff for you as you're like shopping, driving down the street, riding your bicycle or whatever, you're going to get a lot of stuff. I noticed I ended up with a lot of gifts that I can send to my Pokemon friends. Oops. Another thing that this does, okay, right now it is trying to catch one. See the pink? That is it trying to catch one. And did it get it? I missed the signal here, but I don't see a note for it, so let me look. Oh, it did. It caught a C dot. So it caught that for me just since I've been talking. Oh, and it's an okay one. I'll have to go back later and see the IVs on it, but it's 2 stars, so it's worth checking into, I guess. But another thing it does, what I was about to say before it took over, is it has attached, I shouldn't say attached with it, but part of setting this up on your phone is that it gives you a, let's see what they call it, actually. It gives you some research, special research, yes, called Catching Some Z's. And with that, you can earn a chance, or you win it, I guess. I'm trying to remember if you win it or you have to catch it. But either way, if you have to catch it, it's going to be easy to catch. It's going to be a guaranteed catch, I'm sure. But is a Snorlax with a sleep hat on. And I think there is the possibility of, oh, here it goes again. I want to show you in case it catches it, because it goes into rainbow colors. Yeah, you probably can't tell, but that went green and red and blue because it just caught another Pokemon. Of course, as soon as I say that it isn't catching Pokemon, it's going to catch one. And let's see if this one was any good. No, it's a 0 star. Right there. So we're just going to get rid of this one. But anyway, the Snorlax. So I heard that you're actually, as you complete this, that you actually have the ability to get 4 of them, an opportunity to catch 4 of them. But it's called Catching Some Z's. These are just how you do things on Pokemon Go. Special things you have to catch 10 balls using Great Balls or Ultra Ball using this. Or you also have to track your sleep. That's part of it. I think for this first part of it, you have to track your sleep for 7 days. You turn this on at night. You turn off your game. You turn off this. It sings you a lullaby. And the lullaby is like, all it's saying is, Pika, Pikachu, Pika, Pikachu. But anyway, it sings you a lullaby. And then it tracks that you participated in the sleep. And after 7 days, then I would get a chance at spinning for some type of Pokemon. I don't know what it would be. It might be the Snorlax. And then there's 2 components to this, and this is page 1 of it. And so I think you can get a Snorlax when you finish all these. I think a Snorlax is your reward. And then on the next page of it, number 2 of 2, you have an opportunity for more Snorlax. So anyway, so that's what it does. And as far as getting it started, I stumbled a little bit, so I had to go onto YouTube. So basically what you do, and I'll just show you in layman's terms, most of the people with Pokemon channels are much quicker, much more savvy or whatever. I mean, I'm fine with technology, but I mean, they just go, well, you do blah, 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 you know. But if it doesn't work, you get a little stuck and you're having to try to figure it out, or, you know, sometimes they skip something. They just think that's a given that you wouldn't do this or know to go here or there. So basically what you do is, let me get to the main screen. In your main screen, when you hit this Pokeball that's at the bottom, you get an opportunity to go to settings. And when you do that, then you get something that looks like this. And there is one called Connected Devices and Services. Now, see, the people, the fast-talking people on YouTube are going, then you go to connected your devices and services, or devices. Well, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say devices. It says Connected Devices and Services. So you go to that. You hit that. And then you go to Accessory Devices, which was the bottom choice. And because I already have it, it shows up. And some people on the internet were showing it automatically once you turn this on, showing up to be able to like pair them. But that didn't happen for me. I had to keep clicking the button or whatever until I finally got it to pair. After you do that, it's important to go through and look at your preferences, like to enable the Pokeball to auto throw. You can turn that off. If for some reason you didn't want it to, like, I don't know, maybe you're in the movies or something, you didn't want it to buzz or something. Well, actually, you can probably turn off the vibrations. I turned off the sound, most of the sound, although it still comes up sometimes. But you can enable it to auto throw the ball, which is kind of the point. You can enable it to do auto spins, which to me is also kind of the point. Or you can not. You can have it just do the ball or just do the auto spins. And then you can pick what ball, we already said that, whether you want the Pokeball, Great Ball, or Ultra Ball, that's right here. Then you can do a quick reconnect mode so that if it comes disabled, that you just put touch the button and it'll go get right back connected to your game. And that happens because I think it times out after an hour and a half or something. I'm not sure of the time, but I do know it does seem to time out. And you can enable the Pikachu voices. And mine's enabled. That's why I'm hearing every time I turn it on. Well, in fact, I'll show you what it sounds like. Maybe. If I can remember how to turn it off. Wait. I'll do it from the screen. It'll be a lot easier. Okay, that's turning it off. Okay, now I'm going to turn it on. And all I did was touch the little icon in the game of the plus right there to turn it off. And it went from being a red and white to being this blue. Whoops. This blue. So I'm going to touch that and it's going to connect to it. Or I can hit it. See, it makes noise. And you may not want that all the time, so... All right, so let's get back to where we were. All right. And then, you know, you have a choice to notify you when it identifies Pokemon nearby or Pokestops nearby, that sort of thing. And then there's the whole sleep data thing that you can either use or not use. That's up to you. And yeah, and then some quick start information and how it works. Yeah, when it gets a Pokemon, when you're, like we were at Starbucks and I was doing something else and this was on, you know, it goes through a rainbow of colors on here. It also puts a little push notification on the top of my phone or whatever, you know, that it caught one. But you don't really have to be, I mean, all you have to do is go in and look at the Pokemon that you caught and you'll see that it's there. In the future, I think I'm going to do a video maybe of me not playing at all one day and just like walking around the park or something, because the park it's not by my house, but it's, you know, close enough. It's within a 15-minute drive maybe. Is one of the best places to play Pokemon in the area where I live. And so I may just spend the day letting this do everything all day and see the difference in see what we end up with after all day of just using the Pokemon plus. The other one was much smaller, which was nicer. This one just seems, I don't mind that it's bigger, but it just seems, I guess because it's round and bigger, it just seems a little bulky. It feels like I'm dropping it, or doesn't fit in the pocket right, or I don't know. And this button's so big it feels like I hit it all the time. The other one was much smaller and had a little clip that just clipped to something, and it was a little easier. But that whole charging thing, this is totally worth it. Yeah, it has the charge, and it has another little port here. I don't know what that's for. And then it's got this for, I believe, volume. And when you first start it up, I think you have to hit this button and this button on the top at the same time. Because when they say top, I didn't know if they meant this being the top of the item or this being the top of the item. They're both a top, depends on which way you're holding it. So anyway, I'm sorry I keep looking at the camera. I'm just making sure that I'm hitting the right spot. All right, so that is the Pokemon Go Plus Plus. I believe it is about 50 something, almost $60. And if you try to order it, you may have to wait list for it. So, oh, that's why I didn't go in there. I had it in there wrong, and it's supposed to go in there deep. I think there's waiting lists on shipping for it. So if you're planning on getting somebody one of these like for Christmas or something, you might want to get on it pretty soon. Just because I don't remember how long I waited for this, but it was a little while. Yeah, they got these in the hands of some of the people that do, Pokemon full time and YouTube it. So I've seen them out for a bit, but I don't think they've been sending them out for all that long. And I think when they did, they sold pretty quickly. But yeah, so anyway, Pokemon Go Plus Plus, like I said, it's kind of different. And I hope you enjoyed the video, though. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.